I'd be curious, what's the difference between a $1 lighting modification versus a $10,000 lighting modification?
Yeah, this is a Mr. Beast format.
So I thought it would be interesting if we could rank them by price and see what all you can get in the different price ranges. Starting with $1. What can $1 get you for a taillight modification? To be honest, this one was a little hard because nothing is $1 anymore. So this is kind of all I can think of. Just pick you up a dry erase marker or a marker of some kind, just draw on it.
So I was gonna take a screenshot of the Amazon page that has a marker for under $1, but apparently Amazon does not sell markers for under $1. Thankfully, I was able to go on Walmart and find a few, but I did have to go into the filter section and filter down to $1 so that it would show something. So if you wanted to just draw on your taillights, you can go to Walmart and purchase markers for under $1.
Okay, $1 is just too cheap. You can either do a dry erase marker or a sticker or something like that. I think the $10 to $100 range is a solid place to start. So if you're wanting to mod your lights for 10 to 100 bucks, you can go with some VHT Nightshade.
Today, I'm going to be tinting my taillights with this VHT Nightshades. Gives the car a nice subtle look. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video.
That is going to be a tint that you can spray over your headlights or taillights to just change the outer lens color. It is a very permanent modification, so if you do it, it's really hard to make it go back to not tinted. We're looking for something a little less permanent and a little more custom. You can actually go with just a vinyl wrap over the headlights. They have vinyl tint with different patterns and different colors and all kinds of different options that you can go with. They even sell some that are pre-cut specifically for different cars. This is a great cheap option to mod your headlights or taillights. If you're pretty handy, or if you watch this YouTube channel at all, then you know that you can open them up and you can paint the inner housing a different color. If you already have some of the tools and can run down to the nearest hardware store, you can probably pick up a can of spray paint for like 10 bucks, open up your lights, paint them whatever color you want, and reseal it, and that is a solid $10 to $20 modification. Another one that's a little bit unique is to get some pinstripe vinyl and put that over the lens of your headlights or taillights. I've seen this a couple of times on some stance cars, and I think it can look good on the right car with the right modifications. And on the upper end of this, right around that $100 range, you can open up your lights and you can install a switchback halo or just a single color halo inside your headlights or taillights. That's really going to start to change the look of everything. A combination of a single halo plus a painted inner housing is really going to change the look of whatever it is that you're modifying. Okay, so let's say you actually want some real modifications done. Let's bump up to the next section. $100 to $500 mods to your headlights or taillights. And then we got a little bit of wiggle room with our budget. We can probably bump up into the opening and modding them yourself with some sequential LED switchback tubes.
The strip out of this tube take care of all this excess.
Something in that range is going to be a great option and give you a little bit of an OEM plus look. If you're actually looking for a little bit better output for your headlights, then this is a good price range for you. You can go on to the retrofitsource.com and you can get some upgraded projectors and some HIDs or LED bulbs if that's the route you want to go, and install those inside your headlights. That is going to get you right underneath that $500 budget. If you already have some projectors, you want to add a little bit more flair, make your car look a little bit more angry, you can go with a demon eye install. Demon eyes are always very subtle, but I think it really adds just that small detail to the car to give you a little more angry look to it. Let's say you don't have the time, patience, or tools to do any of the builds yourself. Well, if you have $500 to maybe like $1,000, you can start to purchase a set from a builder. This right here is an excellent example. We just got a basic lens swap, but this runs about $700 to $900 because we have to buy 2 sets of lights, swap them over, seal everything up, make sure everything's waterproof, ship it out, and provide a warranty with it. So if you're looking to have someone else do it for you, this is a good option. Of course, there's going to be all kinds of videos on how to do this, so you can do it cheaper if you really wanted to. Another solid option in that $500 to $1,000 range is to purchase pre-sealed RGB headlights and taillights.
Just to be a little more specific, by pre-sealed, I mean they are literally made from the factory with RGB LEDs built into it. They already have their own little module. The modules are usually kind of crap, but you can upgrade it for a Blueghost if you wanted to. But all that being said, they are pre-made with RGBs in them. They're kind of putting me out of business, you know what I mean? But it's a solid option for a lot of people.
Or you can buy an aftermarket set and mod them yourself with a Blueghost module and everything. This is probably going to run you right around that $500 mark if you're going to modify it yourself. The parts are quite expensive, but you want to use the good parts. You don't want to have to keep opening them and modifying them. Trust me, it sucks. Okay, now we're going for broke. You're the guy that's trying to win the show. Take #1 spot at the show, at the car meet, whatever. So now you want to get into where you are purchasing something like this, full-blown color shifting, RGB, whatever you want to call it, full-blown custom headlights, custom taillights. Nothing inside is stock anymore, and it's going to be a complete show stopper. Something like this is going to cost you several $1,000s depending on the car. This is going to be on the lower end because it's a 350Z. The taillight housings themselves are pretty cheap, so that helps with the cost a ton. But if you have something a lot more rare, or if you're building out a supercar or something, it can get really, really expensive. For example, if you're building a supercar, there are a few companies that will build out a set of lights for supercars, but it's going to run you upwards of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on all the additions that you want to add on to it. This right here is a good example. Fully custom painted Aventador headlights. And this company is charging $6,000 if you send your lights in. That is crazy, but it makes sense. And they're not going to take a chance with those Lamborghini headlights. They need to be covered just in case something happens and they have to replace them. And this exact company actually brings us to the final section, $10,000 plus. If this company is supplying the headlights to you, it is going to cost you $23,000 to have these headlights made and ordered for you with no other modifications other than just paintwork, which is insane, but again, it makes sense. Anything for a supercar is just going to be that much more expensive.